Hey, Tom Rabbit! I hope you got this for your recording. Hey, YouTube out there. Tom Rabbit likes to record these. Hey, Tom Rabbit!
I'm not getting you when you're all hot and bothered right now. Okay? Not I'm getting you when you're all hot and bothered. No reason to get belligerent now. The only one that's done so.
Matt, do you think that in order for there to be intelligibility, God must be always truth revealing?
Yes. Yeah. That's one aspect.
And just to be clear, we're talking about the attribute or the property of being always truth revealing. We are not talking about it's necessary because like it's part of God and God's necessary, right? You're saying that the actual property of being always truth revealing is necessary for intelligibility.
You also need unity amongst diversity.
Well, those are other necessary things, but you're saying...
That's right, so that's one of them.
Sorry, you're saying but I'm talking specifically about always being truth revealing.
And I answered that, didn't I?
Yeah, I just don't understand why.
What?
Why?
Can't know what's truth over error, I guess. Right?
Well, that's just an epistemological objection. I thought...
That's right, that's one aspect of a worldview.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Because
What?
Because when you say that there can't be intelligibility, that's an ontological claim, and your justification was just an epistemological.
We're dealing with transcendentals from epistemological and metaphysical perspective. Yeah, God is the transcendental, ultimate.
Yeah, but I already established. I was very clear, from the outset, from the beginning, and we're not talking about the quality of always being truth revealing. As
you are through just in our epistemology.
As it is attached to God. I'm talking about that discrete attribute itself being incompatible with...
oh, now you're making an assertion. You never said that. Now you're saying there's some problem? Why don't you just bring up the supposed problem first?
Yeah, I don't see the contradiction. That's the problem. And you're saying that it's necessary.
What? No, we're saying God is necessary, and that's going to include all of who he is.
No. That's what I said from the very beginning. I said I'm not talking about the quality of always being truth revealing being necessary because it's attached to God. So maybe you just agree with me.
What?
Maybe you just agree with me, actually.
I'm not sure what's your actual question? You want to bring something up to me?
Is the quality, the attribute of always being truth revealing in itself, is that quality necessary?
I'll divorce the attributes of God from each other. God is concomitant with all of his other attributes. Oh, divine simplicity. God's unity. So you got to actually understand that as an Orthodox Christian. You're asking a Christian. But you don't. One attribute against each other. You don't bring all the other attributes.
Conceptually, any God who's not always truth revealing. You don't think any God, never mind the Christian God, right? You don't think any God, if they're not always truth revealing, can
there's only one.
Can bring about
there's only one.
But you don't. That's fine. But you don't think any God who's not always truth revealing can bring about intelligibility. You think it's impossible, right?
They're not accounting for oneness and manyness too. The other issues. So yeah.
What?
Unity and diversity. Why you skip that part?
What are you talking about?
If you don't have unity amongst diversity, and also accounting for
I'm only talking about one specific quality.
I wasn't finished. Once again, I'm not cutting them into parts. All divine simplicity. God's concomitant with all of his other attributes. It's going to
I'm not even talking about the Christian God. I'm not even talking about
you're addressing Christians, so yeah.
Oh, come on, please. Let's not do that.
I say, come on, please.
Let's not even try to do that with me.
I can retort the same thing.
Come on. That with me, Mr. Like minimalist God.
I'm not minimalist. I'm dealing with the whole. So you come in the wine and bitch.
Conceptually, is the property of always being truth revealing necessary for intelligibility?
Yeah, that's one of them.
Yeah, but why?
Not just.
I'm asking about that property, and all you offered was then we wouldn't be able to know anything, which is just
God has a multiplicity of attributes. Well, it's going to deal with both because the Christian's epistemology is revelatory.
I want to discuss this one.
Yeah. Then I'm going to put it in its greater context. You don't like that. I don't know why. It's just, hey, I want to deal with the whole worldview. Just take one little bite out of it. You're cute, Tom. So I can go, oh, come on, please, Tom. Just so you go, oh, please, Matt. Drop the drama.
I mean, you're just basically, this is the equivalent of saying, well,
let's see this.
Beardness for Jesus is necessary in order to have intelligibility because that's the way Jesus was.
No.
Yeah, that's exactly what you're doing.
No, I'm not.
Yes. Then tell me then why.
Shove something else in my mouth I did not say. It's kind of like this. I'm like, no.
Then tell me why it is the case, in order to have intelligibility, God must have never, ever told a lie.
Because you're assuming a standard outside of God that he's transgressing. He's not God. By what standard you call something a lie? Look, address that issue. You're assuming a standard outside of him that he's transgressing in order to be called a sinner.
You're just saying that a particular quality is necessary because that's his nature.
He's the standard of truth, and he rebelled against his holy character. Are you saying that there is no... Sin. You accuse him of lying. You didn't tell me the standard of truth he's violating in order to be a liar, Tom. We didn't hear you delineate what that standard is.
That's his nature, right? But maybe it is the case that you agree with me.
Tom, you wanted to call him a liar. I go, what's his standard he's violating?
I'm not calling God a liar.
In your illustration.
What illustration?
Do pick up your... You want to make him not truth revealing, you'd be telling it a lie. I'm not saying you said those explicit terms. Oh, God is a liar. Your illustration implicates you to saying that because that's your illustration. Oh, what if God's not telling us the truth? What standard of truth is he violating, Tom? Some standard outside of himself? Then he's not God. You're not addressing the Christian God. There's no absolutes outside of him. Your argument's not even taking a swing at us.
I asked a question. I asked why is it necessary?
And I answered it. Now what?
Well, your answer was simply because that's an attribute of God.
Correct, as he's revealed to us, taking on his own authority.
You're not addressing my question, though. You're not addressing my question.
Your question is what
is it about?
Tom, listen. If I give you a loaded question, address something you don't believe, you say, Matt, I don't believe that. I go, you answer this question. You keep going, this is not what I believe. It's not taking a swing at you. You're doing the same thing. You're not even taking a swing at our God. You're not representing him as he is, as he revealed it. You take that on his own authority. You reject that. Fine. But you're not steel-manning us. You're really saying, well, God can't be God. He's got to be a creature who's violating some standard outside of himself in order to be called a liar. Otherwise, you don't even know what the term lie means. What's it violating? Yeah. Come on, jokester. Let's go.
What does lie mean? To tell something with intention that's with the intent to deceive and something that's knowingly not true.
What's it violating? Oh, standard of truth. Okay, what's that standard of truth?
It would be violating what is the state of affairs that is.
Okay, Christian theology. Who is Christian theology? And everything else exists. God is, everything else exists. Okay, good. So, steel man us now. Okay, God is. That's standard. Okay. Now what?
What do you mean, now what?
Now you don't have anything to throw at us. Look, hey, what if God is not God?
Just tell me what it is about the quality of being always truth-revealing which makes intelligibility possible. Or without it, it's impossible.
You couldn't tell what a lie is.
But that's just an epistemic objection. I'm asking you ontologically.
You're the one bringing up truth and lie.
Really, what your answer is?
You're like, that's an epistemic thing. I go, yeah, we're addressing that epistemic issue, aren't we? That's what's
no. I'm asking an ontological question. I'm not asking an epistemic question. I'm asking an ontological question.
Well, that's the ontological basis for our epistemology. You can't separate the two from each other. They're intricately linked.
My only question
is, worldview being systematically linked. Okay.
My question is it ontologically necessary for God to be always truth revealing in order for there to be intelligibility? That is
correct. Because a worldview is all three of those categories.
Okay, now back that up without making an
You're not letting me finish. You're in here to rant, rail, not let me complete a sentence. It shows you don't have a dialogue. You come in to be emotional bloviating. I already give you multiple chances, Tom. I've only just calmly dealt with you. You're the only one up in the volume. Okay? You gonna tame it down? Can you take a deep breath? Or go soak your head in the toilet? Maybe you'll cool off for a little bit, Give it a couple flushes.
Yeah, I just need the question answered, that's all.
Because in a worldview, Tom, Metaphysics, epistemology, and ethics are strictly linked. You can't talk about one of those categories without bringing an import from the other two. So quit trying to vacuumize one from the other. They're symbiotically linked.
Yeah, but
as a network, as a system.
Yeah, so ontologically, what's the answer?
You're just dealing with the being of God there. Then you're dealing with his epistemic basis and his revelatory acts. What's the issue there? Yeah, God must exist, and that he's revealed truth to us. He says he's a standard. That's our epistemic basis, based upon his ontological revealing that to us in creation. Or am I missing the boat here, bud? Oh, I just dealt with both categories. Okay, now what?
I don't even understand what your answer was.
God has instituted a external world outside of our own minds. And since we're a finite reinterpreter of his creation, we have direct access to it. We don't have the problem of hard solipsism. So if you're saying, hey, what's the metaphysical basis for knowing the facts of reality based upon God's general revelation and his free knowledge regarding his eternal creative decree and man created in his image, we're to image him. Therefore, we have direct link to the things outside of our own minds.
I've been asking you presuppers this question, and I don't even think I've ever even heard a direct answer yet.
What's your precise
you're not asking
question?
the right question. That's why.
Yeah.
Well, I have an example. Have you heard my example?
If we know the truth, we talk about metaphysically, things in reality. I got to deal with the creator-creation
I'll give you the example
creature
after you're
distinction.
done.
If you're going to address the imago Dei, because I'm not starting with man, he's radically disjuncted from everything external to his own mind. If you start with the creator, he knows everything exhaustively, and man is a finite reinterpreter of his creation. He's to think God's thoughts after him. Man has a direct link to things outside of his own mind.
Wait,
so it's like an hard solipsism or egocentric predicament. Is that all you're addressing metaphysically?
Well, can I ask a question?
Who's asking?
By the way, did you get that, Tom Rabbittt?